So I think one of the things also is that, like you say, it might not be an event which is traumatic or painful, but it's an accumulation
Sure.
of small emotions over a period of time which have been suppressed
Yep.
and repressed, and now everything comes up based on triggers in our life experience. So
Oh,
one of the things that I think is fairly common, whether it's a traumatic event or whether it's a pain experience or whether it's just, and for most people, it's an accumulation of little stuff over time, suppressed and repressed, and now it's starting to come up based on triggers in our life. So it's all about deep-seated conditioning, belief systems and patterns.
mm.
Um, how would you advise someone in terms of hacking away or breaking through at these patterns with your meditation, your mindfulness, and your yoga practice?
If you don't mind, I will pick you up on the languaging. I guess it's
Yeah,
like I think when we start to become more gentle with ourselves,
yeah,
um, we don't want to break ourselves up. We want to. I think how you do it is actually welcoming all parts of you,
hmm,
even the parts that you prefer that it wasn't there. So, and it is not welcoming in the sense like welcoming that kind of that relative and quickly welcome them so they leave quickly. That sort of welcoming is like I'm talking
yeah,
about welcoming like your favorite auntie or uncle, like big arms go yay, that kind of really that welcoming. And I think that's a really key component. And when we do that, um, we come to a place of rediscovering our wholeness.
yeah,
And to me that's what you know um, mindfulness and meditation really is about. So mindfulness for me is a technology towards meditation where you start to notice all those different parts of you, then you can actually welcome. So,
yeah. And I suppose it's a process as well of firstly identifying it and then accepting it and I suppose appreciating or like what you said, feeling it completely with
yeah.
you know deep acceptance and appreciation, I
Yeah,
suppose.
welcoming is more like a deep acceptance. It's not so much,
Yep, yep,
oh, I see you. And, quite often, like in meditation, sometimes, we really hear like people say, oh, yeah, acknowledge it so the pain will go away. But actually, no, it's like, can you
yep,
actually welcome that sensation as raw sensation? Even
yep,
before it is labeled as pain.
yeah. And I suppose for many people the challenge is once you've identified it, it's a different calling or different appreciation in terms of acknowledging and accepting it as well. It's one thing to identify it, but a lot of us want to disassociate from it rather than acknowledging and accepting
Rather
it.
than
I think that's
taking it.
also a big stumbling block for most people,
Absolutely.
and quit at this stage. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. And also to realize there are also meditation techniques that, and there's nothing wrong with them, like that sort of, there are more sort of transcendental kind of meditation techniques that actually, that's the philosophy they work from, right? Um, you know, and nothing wrong. There's room for everything, as we have discussed, right? Um, but ultimately, for us to remember our inherent wholeness that is within all of us, right? We need to basically embrace all parts of ourselves. The
right.
parts we like, the parts we don't like, the parts we like a little bit, the parts we don't like a little bit, all together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about identifying the emotions. We've talked about the process of loving acceptance, being kind and gentle to ourselves. What about the sustaining of this feeling of peace of mind and loving kindness? I mean, we talked about the deliberateness of practicing, the benefits of repetition and conditioning, and of course the compound effect, right? The unfortunate thing is that a lot of people only come to meditation and mindfulness when there is a challenge in life. What we want to see is that people equip themselves before they are actually faced with the challenge. Well, what are your thoughts on this? I mean, it's just
My thoughts are, I'm just grateful people come, okay? Like come to it as a practice, like regardless of their life experience. And my thoughts are, look, these practices are great. They are great to live a good life, but they are essential when you're hitting hard times, like all of us are collectively going through with this pandemic, right? So yes, I would, if I could, have a magic wand, my wish is that, I wish everybody has this tool given to them. I wish I had the tool much earlier. Like I wish my younger self had all these tools that I had, because that would be the magic thing. But I guess it doesn't matter, the main thing is just to start somewhere. There's always the first step.